Okay, so we are doing the Klalei Talmud from Rabbi Shmuel HaNaggid, um, and the, I should say the Mavo Talmud from Rabbi Shmuel HaNaggid, and then also the commentary called Klalei Talmud, Luca Mesifra HaKlalim. This is in the back of the Vilna Shas. It's on page 92 after the Rush. And the copy on the screen is a very poor copy, but it's the best I can find offhand. But in any Vilna Shas, you should be able to identify it by the little page 92 on the top, which is, again, the pagination begins at the end of the Masechta, right before the Rush. Okay. So the text says, Machlokas Tannaim, Yachiv Rabbi Malachak Rabbi. The Machlokas Tannaim, if you have a majority, minority, I should say a solitary Tana versus many Tannaim, the halacha is like the many Tannaim. Machlokas Mastis Machakach Stam halacha. We have a Machlokas in a Mishnah, and they have a Stam halacha. I'm sorry, Machakach Stam, and they have a Mishnah which is without attribution. Halacha is Stam. Halacha is like the Stam Mishnah. Stam Machakach Machlokas. If you have a Mishnah without attribution, and then you have Machlokas afterwards, the subsequent Mishnah ain't halacha Stam. The halacha is not like the Stam Mishnah. This is all one Masechta. Betray Masech, you don't say Stam Achakach Machlokas when it has to span to more than one Masechta. Machlokas bebraisa b'stam Mishnah. If you have Machlokas bebraisa and a generic Mishnah, then halacha is Stam Mishnah. Halacha is like the Mishnah which has no attribution, the generic Mishnah. Machlokas Masisim is Stam bebraisa, but vice versa. If there's Machlokas in Mishnah and in the Braisa, it's Stam. And halacha is Stam Braisa. Halacha is not like the Stam Braisa. By the Minan, and that is that which it says in Shas several times. In Rabbi Shalosh Shana, if Rabbi didn't, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi did not mention the Mishnah, how Rabbi Chia, how would Rabbi Chia know to make it a Stam Braisa? So therefore, Rabbi Chia, since he was a Talmud of Rabbi, we assume that if there was a Stam in the Mishnah, I'm sorry, if there's a Stam, then his Rabbi Yehuda Nasi would incorporate the Mishnah. Him making a Stam in the Braisa does not have significance.
Okay, so
Stam Masnisin Rabbi Meir.
Hang on one second.
Is Rabbi Meir. Stam Tosefta Rabbi Nechemia. Generic Tosefta is Rabbi Nechemia. Stam Safra, that is the Medrash Tannaim on Vayikra, is Rabbi Yehuda. Stam Sifri, that's Medrash Tannaim on Bamidbar and Dvarim, that is Rabbi Shimon, which is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. The Kulu Aliba Rabbi Akiva Shtami Rabbi, and they all are according to Rabbi Akiva. Now that doesn't mean Rabbi Akiva has the same opinion as everything which was in the Mishnah. Sometimes they're arguments, but generally speaking, our assumption is that the Rabbi Meir or Rabbi Nechemia, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Yehuda says something, it comes from Rabbi Akiva, the Rabbi, unless proven otherwise. Okay, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, Halacha, Rabbi Yehuda. Yeah, Machlokes Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, Halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yossi, Halacha, Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Shimon, Halacha, Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov, Halacha, Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. Mishnah, Rabbi Elazar Kavanaki. Mishnah, Rabbi Elazar Kavanaki means every time where we find a question about halacha, and Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov gets involved, we paskin like Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. It always follows his ruling. Yesh Omrim Rabbi Nassan. Wherever you find in a Mishnah, Yesh Omrim, you assume it's Rabbi Nassan. Okay. Achem, you find Achem Omrim, you assume it's Rabbi Meir. They had the end of Masechus Horo'oh, there's a description of a coup which was staged by Rabbi Nechemia and Rabbi Meir. Against Rabbi Gamliel, and it was a failed coup because Rabbi Gamliel found out about it in advance. But as a result, from the time of Gamliel onwards, they would call, from that time onwards, they did not mention Rabbi Meir by name, nor Rabbi Nassan by name. They mentioned them as Acherim and as Yesh Omrim. Gamliel makes a statement in our Mishnah. Go to the next page here. Might take a second. Okay. If you'll note, everything so far has been about Tannaim, and the Kitzer Klalei HaTalmud will go into Amoraim. The
Okay.
Shmuel HaNaggid will not.
So where did we collect all these rules from? The Rishonim?
They're all from the Gemara. If you take a look at the bottom in the Hagos Hagriv, he brings down by each little statement where it comes from, which nobody can really see on the screen. But if you take a look at in the Gemara, you'll see that starting from Lamed, the first one is from Brachas Daf Tes. The second is Yibamas Mem Beis Amad Beis. The Yibamas Mem Gimel Alf. You see all that?
Yes.
Okay. So the one we just got up to, which is Reish, that last one is from Gittin. So they're gathered from all over Shas.
Okay, but these Klalei Horo'oh appear in Shas as opposed to later on in the Rishonim.
This all appears in Shas so far. He says in Shin, which we have not gotten up to. Shin, I don't think we saw. Yeah, this is we didn't say it inside yet, and finally this actually unlocked itself here. Let's see if I can actually go down now. Scroll down. Yes, I can.
The Tet is from Rashi.
Okay, so he says at the top of the next page. I'll come back to the Grim and Shin in a minute. Halacha k'maisai. Every time it says is like Rishon Gamliel President Mishnah along like him. Chutz mi arv etzinim raya achra, 3 specific cases, which halacha is not like Rishon Gamliel. Rabbi, where is little Shin? I don't see it actually in the text. Maybe it appears in the looks like it probably appears in the commentary somewhere. Yeah. If you take a look at the first, I'm going to have to go back. Sorry. If you take a look at the first commentary here from the kids of Klalei HaTalmud, Kol Klo Shebegemara Shalach Kamosam Kul Kaim Hachi. We hold like every cloud mentioned in the Gemara. Bar Mehechel the Meforesh Gemara the Lei Silchasa. The Gemara says explicitly that even though we have a cloud, we don't pass them like the cloud. That's the Rashbam Bar Basa Daf Kusan Gil and the Rashi B'Tshuva Sim Putaf Reish Peiches. It's called HaKlalim Shalocha Kamosan Yesh Arbei Shiyotze Mei HaKlal. Okay, as you would expect, there are many times where there is a Yotzei Min HaKlal. There's a cloud and the Yotzei Min HaKlal. So in this, the grid says, it's Rabbi Shire Berlin was his name. Vayim Arik Shosh Kusa Mechez Lorem Rukal Kolim Ela Bedinim Hanuhugim Bezman Azeh Ayin Sham Chemash Ktsaf Mitais Shabbos Ayin Abei Sof Dibra Maskol Noda. So in other words, when you get to Kachim, or perhaps even Zroim, even though Zroim is knowing in Eretz Yisrael, but all bets are off. There's these Klalei Maklayim, which are stated specifically by Halachos Charnogeh Bezman Azeh.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't think anything else in the grid was important for us to see. What is Ben Aryeh saying? Ches. He says Ches, and then Agos Ben Aryeh, first way for purpose of trivial pursuits. The Ben Aryeh was the father of Rabbi Yisrael answer. Okay. So he says that the mayor of Shimon Ayagos are going to marry Perla. No, it's not Perla. Maybe it is. No, Rabbi Shaya Pick. Sorry, Shaya Pick. Niska Batino, I'm Balachas Gedalas, Balachas Katsuas, the name Marava Isa Sham came. V'rov divrei mechaber b'zem b'vur Sham. Most of what the mechaber says here in the Klalei HaTalmud and the Mavo HaTalmud are taken from the Bahag. The Gemara Shemar on low Ivshot. It doesn't say who we pass can like him. Machlokes or Meir of Shimon. Pasuk L'chaber Kolas Ketsuvas to Sham. The Mechaber goes like the Halachos Ketsuvas in the Bahag. The Bahag was a goyin, the Loshok the Sham Loshakim Shitusa Didhu Mikami Baya Dilon. We don't reject his simple statement, his definitive statement, as a result of the lack of clarity in our Gemara. Can you adasa Mechaber Bezeh? That seems to be the opinion of this Mechaber. It's not necessarily evidence. The Hasham Isa Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Shimon, Ayin Sham. Right? There it just says Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Shimon. No, not Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda. Sorry. Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Shimon, Ayin Sham. If you buy it, Os pays Pikadon, so therefore the inference is made. Ken Hashla Gabi Rabbi Yehuda, Halak Rabbi Shimon, and we know that we pass Rabbi Yehuda over Rabbi Meir. So Koshke is a Kavachomer Gabi Rabbi Meir. That's the inference is made from the Halachos Ksuvos. Again, he just says Halacha like is like Rabbi Shimon over Rabbi Yehuda. We know that Halachos Rabbi Yehuda over Rabbi Meir. So logic dictates that Halacha should be like Rabbi Shimon over Rabbi Meir as well. Right? So Kavachomer. Right? HaTalmud did on this village Rabbi Shimon Lokach Rabbi Yehuda. Our Gemara, however, holds not that way. Our Gemara holds not like the Baal Halachos, but rather Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Shimon Lokach Rabbi Yehuda. It'll be boiled on Rabbi Shimon Lokach Kaman. If we talk, don't know. All bets are off. Mechaber Shmit or Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Shimon. The Mechaber leaves that out. Maybe it's a typo. So does he leave it out? Rabbi Yehuda? He does. Okay, so he ends up saying it's not so clear, but you asked me before if all this is from the Gemara. Here's the case where it's not. Here's the case where the Rabbi Shmuel is inferring from the Baal Halachos Gedolos, which actually goes against our Gemara.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go back again to the next page and finish this paragraph. Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, Halacha Rabbi, Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yossi, Halacha Rabbi, but was matched on Shem Aviv, Halacha Aviv. For the Gemara says it's an extraordinary thing because if Rabbi Yossi was still alive, the father of Rabbi Yossi, so he would set kafuf in front of Rabbi, right? He would sit in front of Rabbi. He would be lesser in significance than Rabbi, but the Rabbi himself said to Rabbi when Rabbi Yossi once brought up his father's shita, he said, "I'm mevatel my das before Rabbi Yossi." So it was after Rabbi Yossi was nifter. Whenever Rabbi Yossi would quote his father, Rabbi accepted Rabbi Yossi's ruling. I say Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yossi. It was when it says name his father. Rabbi Yossi says the name his father. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel. Even though Rabbi is later on, Rabbi was a Basra, but Allah is like Shimon Gamliel. Rabbi Shimon was below Machlokes, where Rabbi argues the name Allah Gamosa. Rabbi Yehuda, Allah Rabbi. Rabbi Meir, Allah Rabbi. Even though they're older, there was Shimon Gamliel was Rabbi's father. For some reason, I guess we passed like the father over the son. But when Rabbi argued Yehuda, Rabbi Meir, who were two generations before him, because they're contemporaries of his grandfather, Rabbi Gamliel, we passed like Rabbi. Okay. Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Lezer was considered to be a Shamuti, which has two interpretations: either that he was from Beis Shammai or that he was in Cherem, and therefore Rabbi Yeshua. Again, like he said before, there may the Rashbam and Rashba said there may exceptions to these rules, but this is the general principle.
Right.
Rabbi Eliezer look at Leo, but ain't I look at said Talmidei Rabbi Eliezer chutz v'shmona halachos. Only 8 places where the halacha is like the students of Rabbi Eliezer. So even as the students of Rabbi Eliezer, halacha is generally not like them. Beisham beis halacha beis halacha v'shishes dvarim. Shomer chachamim lo k'di b'zeh v'lo k'di b'zeh. The halacha doesn't follow either one of them. Ushlosha shalocha k'beis shammai. And 3 where the halacha is like actual beis shammai themselves. Kam shenemar b'med v'or mamurim me'em osai u'bizman be'emes halacha l'moshe Sinai. So every time it says that in the Mishnah, the presumption is halacha l'moshe Sinai. So here we have the Ben Aryeh on the bottom. Is Ben Aryeh in Ches? No, in Aleph. Conversation of Ahmed or Mamurim. The Mema says, "Sign a Mema Salacha." Ayin goes for Rabbi Yishai Berlin. This comes to Ayin Bahag Sham, which we just learned. He said Bizman. Sham is Amosai Bizman. Viewing and Echad. The Kol Echad did not Amosai Bizman. Halachahu. Uhu Matzav Mishnayos B'Taros. Parakut Mishnayos Shtei Palmim. I said Parakimah Measure Alf. The near Tamam seems the reason is came by Med Vorimo Emosai Bismachu Pirushu Bior when it's interpretation or explanation. Lamasha Kodam Halacha that which came previously Halachahi. Okay, it's Halacha. Okay, so so he wants to say Halacha doesn't mean Halacha Moshe Sinai. It means we rule that way.
Okay.
Okay, not in other words, it's not literally halacha Moshe Sinai. It means that we pass in that way. Okay, because it's an interpretation or explanation of what came previously. So therefore, that must be the definitive explanation or interpretation of what came previously.
Okay.
Rabbi Yehuda. Amosai, where we said Amosai Farish. Because Madam has opinion who says Af Bameh, even when it says Bamed Var Mamurim, it's also Farish. Vafilu Manda Omar, even the opinion which holds that Bameh Lachlok, Hein Rabbi Cholek Atarat Kamdile. That's where Rabbi Yehuda says Bameh, he says Bamed Var Mamurim. He argues on the preceding time. Amago Shomer Tana Gufa. The Tana himself says Adorov. Bamed Varmorim Shita the Mefarish. Obviously, he's explaining himself, not arguing upon himself. Right. Came as the diktek Upiresh Dvorov, since he is an interesting statement. Since he was precise and explains his words, Shmamina the diktek Yofe Valachahi. Must see that he was precise and therefore his precision indicates us that halacha is like him. Okay, let's just finish this paragraph and then we can stop for there or go further as you are inclined. The Elamadim Lomi Pia Mishnah Lomi HaTalmud is Man Shalacha B'Tzida. If we have a statement after juxtaposed to a Mishnah, or juxtaposed to a discussion in the Gemara, which says halacha XYZ, so all the previous principles don't apply. We go by what the Gemara says is halacha. Okay. I was much enivatida, repeat Talmud halachi. But if there's no clarification next to the Mishnah, which is kind of weird, then we don't. Then the Mishnah or the Talmud the Mishnah is definitive. I don't know exactly where that should be. Perhaps when we see the Mefarshim, we'll find that out. But the way it's stated to me, it's kind of cryptic. I'm not exactly clear what this means. Okay, Machlokas Amoraim, obviously, he doesn't go through all of them, which is why, well, actually, he'll go through more later on, but he doesn't go through all of them because some of them brought down here in the Klalei, in the Kitzur Klalei. But Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Sure Shmuel Bedine. When it's a matter which has to do with Issav Heter, like you're there, then halacha is like Rav. When it's a matter has to do with Choshen Mishpat, halacha is like Shmuel. The problem is that we don't know who we pass like when it comes to matters of Orachaim. That's kind of left up in the air, right? Or Ebenezer. Well, Ebenezer might be called Dine, but again, we don't know what happens in other areas except for Isure and Dine. Okay. Do you want to go further today? Or you want to stop here for today?
No, we can stop here. So we'll do the commentary next time.
Well, I think first we'll go to the end.
Okay.
Of the text, and then we'll go back to the commentary.
All right.
If you like that, we can look at other sections afterwards.
I'm sorry?
If we like this, and if you want to go, I'll do other sections, we'll then go to other sections.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.